Previously on Elohim Eternal, the Babel Code, Joshua attempted to get ahead of the Jehudan team in searching for the gate to Mount Sinai, but he got ambushed and lost his arm. Meanwhile, Baoz and his Attikan team went the wrong way. We also saw the perspective of the Cainites, who were led by Rufia in the search and rescue mission. When the three groups converged, Rufia and the Cainites were captured and taken to Jericho. Green Chris removes ailments. This wing of Jericho belongs to the Jehudans. The wing on the other side belongs to the Attikans. It's better that way, that we're separated. Otherwise we'd just be at each other's throats. Those fights between us don't break out as often as they used to. After battle at Mount Sinai, rumors of civil war could be heard at the top of Mount Sinai. You still hear those rumors, but they're whispered now. And the Council of Judges has made clear that there won't be any infighting in Jericho. If you ask me, we're all Idinites. Fighting amongst each other makes us no different than the Cainites. And we're supposed to be better than them. We're supposed to be the representatives of the Cosmo Creators. We sure don't act like that sometimes. What the? Is that the Oak? This tree-like object is called the Oak of Moreh. It is an ancient device that the Cosmo Creators give to the Avram in order to help the Idinites prepare themselves for battle against the Cainites. Using the Oak of Moreh, you can make offerings for new elemental or divine magia, new equipment, and consumables. You can also trade your talents to purchase nectars and blank crystallos. Lastly, you can also sacrifice any metal parts you obtain from the Shadim in exchange for talents. In areas where enemies lurk, you can respawn these enemies using the Oak of Moreh. Otherwise, defeated enemies will remain defeated forever, and will not respawn. Lastly, because the Oak of Moreh is sacred, activating it will restore your Lev and Depeche. Huh, it's the ultimate healing point. Though through the Oak of Moreh, you'll be able to learn Divine Magia, which is different from Elemental Magia. Divine Magia costs DG, which accumulates in battle by attacking, being attacked, defending, or using an item. There are various Divine Magia that can be purchased from the Oak of Moreh, but you'll need a blank crystals in order to purchase the Divine Magia. Once purchased, the Divine Magia crystals will show up in your inventory, and you can use it on a character to have that character learn the Divine Magia. Each character can equip 3 different Divine Magia. It's important to read the descriptions of the different Divine Magia, as each Divine Magia has its benefit as well as consequence. For example, Divine Magia Wild Waste delivers major damage to an enemy and is key to defeating harder enemies like bosses. That's its benefit. However, the consequences is that it costs not only DG, but also Lev. So you'll want to pay close attention to your LP before using the Magia, or else you could perish. That's a finishing move. Presently, the Oak of Moreh won't allow you to purchase new elemental or divine magia or new gear. The system will unlock the further you progress in the story. Oh, come on, nuts. Get some monies. As holy as Jericho is, its maintenance will be the death of me. Who built Jericho? Avram and his Idinites. When they took control of Mount Sinai from the Cainites, they built this temple as a tribute to the Cosmo Creators for their victory. It said that Avram's nephew, Lot, was the primary architect. When was Jericho built? Some say Jericho was built 600 years ago. Others say it was built 6,000 years ago. It's impossible to tell. Seriously? Much of what we know about the days of Avram were passed down through oral tradition, and the dates in our history are more symbolic than accurate. That's gonna make it hard to keep track of things. How many people live in Jericho? It fluctuates. Judges, prophets, and oracles are constantly coming and going. Soldiers and merchants too. There could be 100 people here at one time, or no more than 10. And during festival, it takes everything I have to keep this place standing. Try not to work yourself too hard, guy. I'd push myself even harder for the Cosmo Creators if I could. What the? Why did he enter the room from the west? I went north. Where do you think you're going? This is no place for children. But I want to see a sacrifice. Children aren't permitted in the chamber during a sacrifice. I'm not a child. One day I'm going to be a great judge. One of the elders. Kid, give me any more grief and I swear by the Cosmic Creators I will beat you with the button of my spear. You think I'm afraid of you? You'll do no such thing, soldier. She's just a child. Who are you, a one-armed soldier? Joshua, you're alive. And well, you're a soldier of Jehudan, Palti. How dare you threaten to be the child? Where's your training gone? She's not permitted into the sacrificial chamber. How old are you, child? What are you doing? Bending down like you did. I did that because I'm taller than you. You think you're better than me? Adam, help me. This child's a brat. I have a name and it's not Brat. Do tell. It's Eevi. And I'm at the top of my class at the academies. Which is why I should be let in. Training to be a judge, are you? Well, you have some years before you get there. But don't worry, I have no doubt you will. I'll take care of this, Palti. Very well. I'm glad you pulled through, Joshua. Damn Attikan children, respect is what they lack. What'd you say, old man? It's just for a fight. I could take him. Ha, I don't doubt that, my child. I mean it, I meant Eevi. How did you lose your arm? A battle against a Cainite. A Cainite? Are you a judge? I'm afraid not. I'm like you. A soldier. I'm a trainee from Gilgal. I came all this way to see the sacrifice and they won't even let me in. You must be both a certain age and to be granted a certain blessing to attend. Not all soldiers have that blessing. Judges, prophets, and oracles do. Even Palti doesn't have that blessing, though he is of age. Do you have the blessing? I do. How do you get it? It was passed on to me from my late father who died during the war. That doesn't sound like a blessing to me. You're right. I would do anything to get my father back. Think you can sneak me in? I'll be quiet as a mouse. Considering how loud you were with Palti, I sincerely doubt that. But no, I can't. One day you'll receive the blessing. Patience is one of the several virtues that a judge must cultivate. And you learn that the hard way. Take this as a learning opportunity. Why are you being so nice to me? I'm an Attikan. Let's just say an Attikan took care of me and now I'm taking care of you. Probably he also doesn't want you making the same mistakes that he did, which cost him his arm. Does that mean you'll be my master and train me? Let's not get ahead of ourselves, alright? Go get yourself something to eat. Do you know where the dining hall is? I do, but I already ate this morning. You ate and expected to come to the sacrifice? You're not supposed to eat before then. You're not? Fasting is a way of honoring the Cosmo creators. You have much to learn, Eevi. And you'll be the one to teach me. You have a habit of getting ahead of yourself. I know, I'm working on it. Will you maybe train me later today? I'll teach you my secret technique. But you have to be patient. I can do that. We Idinites are the children of the Cosmic Creators, created for a purpose. To annihilate the Cainites, stopping them from destroying the children of Hosanna and Sheol, and from challenging the Cosmic Creators on the throne of Hosanna in the Kingdom of Heaven. When our purpose is complete, we will be raised into the Kingdom of Heaven to be purified and to sit in bliss forever with our loved ones. But we are not in that time yet. The Cosmic Creators have not called us to them. Our bodies and skin are corrupted by Idin, a planet whose land, water, and air have been ravaged by war. We offer the sacrifice to the Cosmic Creators to cleanse our bodies and flesh that our pure hearts may shine ever brighter. Uncle! Come here, Joshua. Let me see you. Let me see what those metal-skinned bastards did to you. I'm alright. Alright? Your father will hunt me in my sleep because I wasn't there to protect you. It wasn't your fault. It was strange to wake up with my arm missing. I can still feel it, as if it was still there. I told you to stay with the group. Why'd you break away? What? I heard a voice calling me. Are you a prophet now? Come, Joshua. You could have died. You almost led others to their deaths. That's not what a judge would do. I know. I was careless. I'm sorry. I just think the Cosmic Creators that you're safe. I'm worthy to be a judge. And now? Even now. Your mother nearly had my head when I told her. She understands. That's what makes this all sound crazy. She doesn't understand. She doesn't blame me or you. She knows you want to follow in your father's footsteps. But don't forget your father died in battle because he rushed into it. I know, I'm lecturing you. You've heard this all before. I found that gate for a reason. The Cosmic Creators guided me to it. And your arm? Do they want you to lose it too? Maybe. Their ways are mysterious. Now you sound like a prophet. What happened at Mount Sinai? Should you even be here? Shouldn't you be resting? Has an investigation begun? There's a lot I can follow you on, Joshua, but your devotion to the Cosmic Creators and their mission is not one of them. So tell me. After the sacrifice, listen, you might learn something. Cosmic Creators know you won't listen to me. Besides, you have much to cleanse yourself from. This is remarkable. Where there should be bone and muscle, there's some kind of metal. There's some flesh here, or at least something organic like our own bodies. But this Cainite is mostly made up of metal. Like some kind of tool. You mean it's not a human? We've always known that. I mean it's less like us than we thought previously. Originally we only thought Cainite's skin tone was due to the lack of exposure to the light of the kingdom of heaven. That's not the case at all. Rather, this Cainite is both human and machine. In fact, it's more machine than human. Then how'd they have a half Cainite, half Idinite baby? Does it have blood? Surely it must have blood. It does. But I've been told Cainite blood takes on different colors. Sometimes it's purple, sometimes green, other times a dull yellow. If you look at the severed parts here, it's clear that these tubes, like our own veins, run through its body. But the substance coming out of it is not blood. It doesn't smell like blood or... oil? Are you mad, Beos? It doesn't have that metallic taste of blood either. Do you want to poison yourself? Will you stop at nothing for knowledge? Just use a healing item. I just like to know things. I want to know where we come from, who we are, and more importantly, where we go when we die. He's gonna become a mad scientist dissecting the Cainites? Beos. The point is, it's not blood, but some kind of other source of power. Perhaps this fuel source is what helps it move. It's life force. No. That would be this yellow glowing part at the center of his chest. The sarx? Its heart? It's not just a heart. It's called a sarx. One of the prophets of old did research on this part of the Cainite. Everything comes from this piece of the Cainite. From the sarx, a Cainite can move, think, speak, and fight. Looks like our Koshin. It does. If you look closely, it's also where crystals can be implanted, just like with our own Koshins. So, they're cyborgs? Maybe they were once Idinites who were converted into cyborgs. But there is a difference. We have a being heart embedded in our chest, and we also have our Koshins, which give us the ability to use magia. Not so for Cainites. Their very essence is in their sarks. Everything stems from it. To destroy a sarks, you need to destroy a Cainite. Exactly. But that will be harder than it looks. A translucent shield protects it. Like glass, but near indestructible. You would need to pierce this material with a very sharp and pointy sword or spear if you have any hope of breaking through. It's not an easy task. Our judges know that. Indeed they do. There's still one thing I don't understand. What's that? That girl we captured. She's unlike the Arcanites. And yet she was with them, leading them even. She even called herself one of them. But I sense she's something more. Why don't you speak with her? I may just do that very thing. 101010. Binary? By Adam and Eve. Is it dead? It's dead, alright. You should have seen your face. Very funny, Beos. I hate the Cainite language. It's so barbaric. And simple. Just ones and zeros. Simple? I don't... Is there a way to... can we get some kind of in-game device that can translate it? I think the Cainite language is far more complex than we ever imagined. Yeah, they are basically cyborgs or robots or something. Save progress. Or androids. The gate you found is locked with a seal. Our prophets and oracles are researching it as we speak. They can't break the seal. No. The seal's written in ones and zeros. Binary, the language of the Cainites. But we've broken those seals before using codes. This one's different. I've never seen it's like. We are trying, but it's been a week and we've made no progress. Is this the same for the Attikans? Difficult to tell, but I think so. I'm led to believe the reason we haven't made the progress on the seal is due, in part, to the inner turmoil of our peoples. It's a race to see who can break the seal first. They won't share notes. Yes. Something sinister brews in our ranks. If it's up to Moreh and Alexandros, we have a civil war in our hands. You think they want another war? Truthfully, no. They hate each other, but war is not what they're after. But there is something. What? You know, but aren't telling me. Please, Uncle. I've lost so much already. I need to know why, what this is all for. It has to do with the battle at Mount Sinai and the last week's events. I think someone knew the Cainites were lying in wait for us. I also think these same people are the ones who planned the Infernos and detonated them. Someone's been trying to screw us over? Huh. A traitor on the inside? An Attikan? Could be a Jehudan. I don't know. Should we not look into this? I have been, but there's only so much I can do. I have my duties here as an elder. And Gamora already doesn't trust me. If Gamora or Alexandros suspect that I'm involved in this, they might have me branded as a traitor and killed. You think those two might have... maybe those two had something to do with the Infernos and set up on purpose in order to gain political power? That's harsh judgment. Yet fair. It would mean my seat on the Council of Judges would be open. Kimura thinks I'm too neutral, and Alexandros wants as many Attikan judges sitting on the council as possible. Funny how they both hate each other and yet want the same thing, granted for different reasons. What if someone else investigates on your behalf? Someone they won't suspect. You mean secret? Definitely not you, because you're related. That could work. We can't just leave this be. The only person we could... maybe we would have to ask... Beos or Rufia for this. Solo work would be blossoming to the cosmic craters. We have to stop it. I know, I want to stop it. But who can I send? Ahem. You must be joking. They won't suspect a soldier. True. But... What? Because of my arm? It could prove dangerous. Plus, you're related to LAMECH'S, so if they see you skulking around, they'll connect the dots immediately. I can still fight. Joshua, I can't. Let me prove it to you. I'll take you on right here and now. You don't even have a weapon! You need a rest. I tell you, I'm ready. You haven't learned your lesson at all, have you? Fine, you think you can still fight. Well, let's see for ourselves. Guards. Can I even deal damage? Attack him. Don't worry, you won't get into trouble. This is meant to be a test. Problem, Joshua? Isn't this what you wanted? I don't have a weapon. That is the problem. Will this spear work? Your father used a spear. It was a preferred weapon. With one hand. In your condition, it might be better than using a sword. Really? I thought maybe a one-handed weapon would be better. You have the distance and still be able to attack effectively. What do you think? Come at me. Rehuz. They're not too strong. They must be going easy on me out of pity. Darkness. Oh no. Godly. Oh, that was a... yeah, if you get close as possible, then you get godly, and that deals quite a bit. But Heavenly is easier and safer. You still have some room for error that way. These guards are pathetic. They must be going easy on me. Like... 1-1, yeah, he could probably still win in his condition, but 2-on-1 seems a little far-fetched. Impressive. See? I told you I could fight. But I'm not convinced yet. Oh, hell nah! Remember, Joshua, you can give up at any time. You're still recovering, after all. I've rested long enough, Uncle. Let me show you what I've got. Very well done. Let's duel. Use the divine... elemental or divine mage is prohibited. Let's rely on our swords and spears. You mean I can do a normal attack? During the duel, you'll have the choice of 3 attacks. Downward strike, which requires our strength to use effectively. Lunge, which hits... Wait, isn't this just like Sword Paladin? Not really. Lunge, which hits your opponent in the center and requires skill. Sweep, which requires cunning. I'm gonna write this down. This seems complicated. Alright, I wrote it all down. You have to choose the right attack or else your opponent will block your attempt. Listen closely to your opponent. He'll drop hints that will help you choose the right attack. It is just like Sword Paladin. The more attacks you successfully land, the greater your reward at the end of the duel. Let's show you how strong you've gotten. So you want me to use a downward strike? Well done, Joshua. Go on. Let's see if we can get past my defenses. Is that lunge? Does that take skill or... Ugh, shit, this is getting complicated. I'm writing down the general phrases he's saying, and then I'll write down the correct answer afterwards, or incorrect answers. Lunge? You'll have to try harder than that, Joshua. Not lunge. Ha! Because when you said you were getting stronger. Downward strike is strength. Well done, Joshua. Hit me with your best attack. Maybe... Okay, how about lunge this time? It worked. Well done, Joshua. Your father and I used to duel like this all the time. He must have shown you the move he always used to beat me. Seriously, these are way vaguer than Sword of Paladin. Holy shit. Skill Cunning. Lunge again? The skill he always used to beat me. Lunge? No. You have to try harder than that, Joshua. Ha! Ha! Giving up already? I'm not done yet. Damn it. Let me try that again. I really want to see what the correct answers are for everything.
Round 2.
Downward strike. Well done. Go on. Let's see if we can get past my defenses. I'm gonna try sweep. Yes, it was sweep. Well done. Ha! I guess already said you've gotten stronger. Downward strike. Well done, Joshua. Hit me with your best attack. Lunge. Well done, Joshua. Your father and I used to duel like this all the time. He must show you the move he always used to beat me. I'm gonna guess sweep this time. Yes! Okay, well done, Joshua. Ha! It's basically a quiz. It's like sort of like Sword of Paladin, but it's also a quiz with predetermined questions. Ha ha! Giving up already? I'm not done yet. Damn it! That was the closest you ever gotten to besting me, and only with one arm. I can't believe I'm about to do this. You'll let me go? I'll rely on you for the mission. You will? Surely? Who knows? I might make you a judge if you succeed. Yeah, basically trial and error. Good. Kinda wish I gave me a save point right after fighting the two soldiers, but whatever. You'll need more than an elemental mage to defend yourself against a Shadim if you encounter on your journey. Take this to find Crystallos. Wild Waste. It'll teach you a powerful divine magia. Once taught, be sure to equip it in your Koshin. Where are you staring at, Idinite scum? There you are. I know you. Careful, sister. It's alright. You're the one who stopped them from slaughtering us. Stop them for now, at least. You see? It's only a matter of time before our executions. Why not free us? We promise not to return. I'm afraid I don't have the key. And if I did, how far do you think you'd get? You're in Jericho, the headquarters of the Council of Judges. I'm afraid there's no chance of escape. What do you want, then? To talk. To see you. Be sure to get good luck. You're not as pretty behind bars, I admit. Pretty? You think I'm pretty? You're one strange Idinite. If your people heard you speak like that, they would brand me a traitor because you're a Cainite. Or are you? You certainly don't look like a Cainite. At least not completely. Don't tell him anything, Rufia. Rufia? So that's her name. It's a soft, calm-sounding name. You really like to flirt with people, huh? Thank you. We don't have to talk to them. What else can we do? Maybe he can help us. He already said he won't help us escape. Maybe we can negotiate a release. I am only half Cainite. My father was a Cainite. And your mother was an Idinite. No. My mother is not from this planet. What? She hails from Kenoma. I'm half Kenoman. Kenoman? It's the planet you Idinites think is where people go when they die. I was interested in you before, but now I'm riveted. The planet we call Sheol you refer to as Kenoma. How did your mother come to this planet? Is she one of Hosanna's children? What is Kenoma like? What does Kenoma even mean? Or does it have a meaning? Answer a question for me first. Why do you Idinites hate us Cainites so much? Ah, it's part of our holy mission from the Cosmo Craters. The Dingyur. The what? I never heard that term before. So we're fighting a proxy war for... that's what we call your two gods. The Dingyur. They sound like more like a computer system. El and Asherah. We too have separate names for them. The Jehudans call them Adam and Eve, and the Attikans call them Uranus and Gaia. But they were created beings made in the kingdom of heaven by Hosanna. It was the cosmic creators who created the Idinites for the sole purpose of eradicating the Cainites. It was a mission sent to our founding father Avram. But you have driven us out. You have taken our land. The Cainites were on this planet before you. I won't deny that. But if you were left to your own devices, you would find a way to Konoma, to Hosanna's chosen people and planet. Hosanna sacrificed himself to save his chosen people from your devouring god Ahix. The cosmic creators created the Idinites to stop the Cainites because they were sinful natures. Sinful natures? What sinful natures? I'll give you an example. At Mount Sinai, your people developed what we call infernos. You used these devastating devices against us and killed hundreds of our people at Mount Sinai. Many of those were our leaders, who were loved and cherished, both love and cherish. Infernos? We have nothing like that. What? Then who made the explosion? She speaks the truth. If Cainites had such weapons, wouldn't we use them against you to win the war? Perhaps. Unless you witnessed its devastating effects. Oh, we did. Our people were lost in that battle you speak of as well. Others have been trapped in Mount Sinai for more than a decade, as you saw for yourself. I don't understand. Then who created those infernos? Who set them? Who detonated them? The current leaders? We don't know. Why not ask your own people? Don't you hate her? Humph. And you call us the sinful ones. Seems you have some investigating to do. Beos. My name is Beos. Well, Beos, it seems you came here for nothing. There's nothing we can offer. Quest completed. My duty is to find the people responsible for the infernos used in the battle at Mount Sinai. It's a task I've been wanting to do for years, ever since my father died. Not died, but was murdered. To start, I should speak to the people who were at Mount Sinai at the time, or who were in some way involved. That means speaking of Gemara, the head of the Jehudan judges. It's dangerous. If they know you're snooping around, they'll kill you. I can find them at the main offices of the Jehudans in the Jehudan wing of Jericho. Next, I should speak to Malachi, one of the oldest Jehudan prophets. No doubt he's at the library in the Attikan wing of Jericho. Lastly, I should speak to my mother. She's probably at the villa, which is not too far from Jericho. So I should speak to Gemara and Malachi, then head over to my mother's villa. Huh. So I have to use this before I can equip it. I have to commit to it, because I probably won't be able to use it again. Yeah, it's consumed. It's equipable, huh? And what's this elemental crystals I can equip? Guess I get to be additional elemental attacks and not divinities. Psalm 1, Blessed is Idin. Blessed is the one who does not step in a step of alloy or stand in the way of stand in the ways of Ahix or sit in the company of Cainites, but whose delight is in holy Hosanna and meditates on the words of his cosmic creators. That Idinite is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Not like the Cainites, they are dull and rusted, like metal left to corrode. The Cainites will be cast down in judgment and scorned in the assembly of the righteous Idinites. For cosmic creators watch over the way of Avram, but the way of Cain leads only to annihilation. There are dozens of psalms composed by prophets and oracles and even some judges. Jehudan and Attikan are said to have penned a fair number of them, writing on the war at the time of their father. Psalms are a tribute to Avram as much as to Hosanna and the cosmic creators. Wisdom Nectar. What about in here? An artifact? Jericho artifact. How many do I have to collect this time? 3 pieces. And Ruach, okay. Find out what you can about the Infernos and about Mount Sinai, but if it gets too dangerous, I want you to come back here and tell me right away. There's no need for you to take unnecessary risks. That's all he ever does, though. That must be Gamora. Buckler. More defenses. Yes, please. What is it, Joshua? I want to ask you some questions about this Mount Sinai, about the Infernos. What about it? Make it quick, boy. What can you tell me about the events leading to the battle? Lamech led us into Mount Sinai. He said that cosmic creators guided us, that they wanted us to enter Mount Sinai to receive their blessing. He was wrong, the fool. But filled him with shame ever since. He has never been the same. What was the Lamech like before? A true warrior king. He would be my predecessor. But now I'm not sure he would make a great leader. He's a shell of the man he once was. What were the Infernos like? Like a bright light from the kingdom of heaven. A burning, destructive, blinding light. I wonder, maybe it was the Sheol people who attacked us. It was hard to tell where the blast came from. One moment we were in the dark caverns of Mount Sinai, then the next we were engulfed in the white light. And when the light disappeared, death, and the ground split in two. I never experienced anything like it. Who do you think did it? The Attikans, that was their plan all along. Why not the Cainites? They were in bed together. Well, why else do you think they wanted the Cainites we found in Mount Sinai to be captured? We should have killed them. It's for the safety of our people. What proof do you have that was the Attikans? At the Battle of Mount Sinai, we had more casualties than they did. That was hardly a reason. They had more survivors. Do you know why? Because they knew what would happen. If they knew what would happen, would they still lose that many people? I wouldn't trust an Attikan. Never. And there's the semi-hostile territory. The Attikan wing. I can't believe more Cainites are still left alive. Some look as old as my son, no more than 16, 17. You can tell their age? It means the Cainites must still be out there in Ugarit. But we've never seen them, not one sighting in years, unless they were hiding. Yes, must have been hiding. Hiding and breeding new soldiers. They must be scouting our forces and seeing where they can strike to get back at us. They won't succeed. The judges are united in stopping them, I'm sure of it. I can't ask you for help, I guess, because we're on opposite sides. Blank Crystallos? You don't mind if I take that, right? Basement level. Ruach and an artifact. It doesn't make any sense to me why we would keep these Cainites locked up. We should execute them, and swiftly. Cainites are expert excavators. They can dig as hard and efficiently as moles. If we think a cage can contain them, we're sorrowfully mistaken. I have guards watching them all day and night to make sure they don't try anything suspicious. Okay, there's some spare change lying around. But I cannot talk to the prisoners. Okay, there's some money. Premises 1. In the beginning, Hosanna rested in the Kingdom of Heaven, a temple, its walls like crystal, atop a desert landscape. There he created the cosmic creators Adam and Eve to rule with him. He also formed mankind from the dust and sand dirt of the Kingdom of Heaven and breathed life into them, bringing them into the Shekinah, the light of Hosanna to dwell forever and ever. These humans were blameless, innocent, like children. They would not touch evil or experience death, only be full of life and love, just as Hosanna was life and love. At night, when the Kingdom of Heaven dimmed and the shadows grew longer, a great and terrible beast emerged from the wild wasteland. Ahix, born from the underworld, whose belly never saw the light of Hosanna. The beast slithered into the Shekinah unseen. His presence was oppressive and dark, and the eyelids of the children of Hosanna became heavy. They lay to rest, closed their eyes, and slept. The wild beast Ahix saw the sleeping children of Hosanna, and one by one took them and devoured them, so that their light was no more. Oh, there's a second page. Angry and heartbroken, Hosanna sent a great flood, filling the Shekinah until the corruption of Ahix was drowned and destroyed. None survived, nothing was left. With the help of the cosmic creators, Hosanna restored his creation. Countless planets were created. A whole universe came to be. On the planets, animals, birds, and creeping things filled the ground, the air, and the sea. The children of Hosanna were reborn again. Together with Leviathan and Behemoth, land and water were brought together in order. But the order would not last and darkness returned. A grave sickness infected the planets. One by one, Ahix devoured the planets and animals and birds and the creeping things. Even the children of Hosanna were once again lost to Ahix. Together with the cosmic creators and Leviathan and Behemoth, Hosanna waged war against Ahix. Whole planets were wiped out in the battle that swept the cosmos. 2 planets remained standing, Sheol and Idin. The final battle took place in Idin. The cosmic creators moved the remaining few children of Hosanna to Sheol and protected them. Hosanna, who loved his creation, sacrificed himself. His power, his holiness, and his light poured into Ahix, utterly destroying evil. Ahix shattered into countless pieces and fell like rain. The metal pieces? Gradually, the planet of Idin was restored. The waters were purified and new lands emerged. From the kingdom of heaven, the cosmic creators kept a close watch on the planet of Idin, and were aghast when, from the abyss, came metal men and women. They called themselves Cainites, after Rafar Cain. They worshipped Ahix and took from the land, poisoning it. The Cainites banded together, and Cain raised his fist to the kingdom of heaven to declare himself Lord. He would take everything Hosanna had built in the name of Ahix. He would rule Sheol. He would enslave Hosanna's people in Sheol, and he would sit on the throne of Hosanna. Anger, the cosmic creators confused the Cainites, cursing them with the Code of Babel. They couldn't understand one another, speaking only in ones and zeros. Even with the Code of Babel, the Cainites continued to grow and soon could understand each other using a code they devised amongst themselves. With the wisdom bestowed upon them from Hosanna, the cosmic creators created a kind of humanity from their own bodies. Bone of our bones and flesh of our flesh. The Idinites were made, and the firstborn, the one to lead them into battle against the Cainites, was Avram. Avram had 2 sons, Jehudan and Attikan, and together with their brethren they warred against the Cainites. The holy mission of the Idinites was declared from the highest peak of the kingdom of heaven. Annihilate the Cainites, protect the children of Hosanna on Sheol, and guard the sanctity of the kingdom of heaven. Ones and zeros. Would that translate to ASCII somehow? Idinite and Cainite will worship the cosmic creators. How can that be? All my life I've been taught that why? You already said this line. Weird. Must be a glitch. It was from one of the earlier lore pieces I found. Joshua, so it's true about your arm. By the cosmic creators, how could they let this happen? It wasn't Adam or Eve's doing. I was careless, but I can still continue my duties as a soldier for Jehuda. It was a lesson, nothing more. A hard lesson. You could have been killed. That's the risk I take. You're just like your father. It's a delight to have your company. I have a few questions for you if you don't mind. It's about the battle at Mount Sinai. I suppose that day will haunt me until I'm reunited with Hosanna. Were you at the battle? I wasn't at the battle, no. Prophets and oracles tended not to accompany judges in the war effort. We were experts in the Kosha and Magia, but only a handful of us consider ourselves Magios. Mostly when prophets and oracles accompanied judges in battles, we were healers. At times we did go on the offensive, but it was rare. What was the aftermath of the battle? It was complete chaos. We suffered a great loss. There was mourning for weeks afterwards. Many respected brave judges, including elders, were counted among the dead. The mourning gave way to animosity between the 2 tribes of Idin. The Jehudans and Attikans nearly broke out into civil war following the tragedy at Mount Sinai. What stopped it? The war effort. We still weren't finished driving out the Cainites and fulfilling your holy mission from the cosmic creators. Jehudans and Attikans had always competed with one another, but it was a healthy brotherly competition. But after a battle at Mount Sinai, relationships changed dramatically. Every day we avoid a civil war as a blessing. That's what I hope to do. I hope to stop a civil war from occurring. You retired after a battle at Mount Sinai, do you not? A year or 2 after, yes. Around the time that the war with the Cainites was coming to an end. Other prophets and oracles left sooner. Some of them were quite young. So one of my own disciples left. He was a brilliant prophet. But he too changed after a tragic event. What was his name? Balaam. I heard he became quite a recluse, conducting his own research. Balaam. Why does the name sound familiar? It might very well be. He was counted as one of the survivors of the Battle of Mount Sinai. Unlike most prophets, he joined the judges in their siege for Mount Sinai. He considers himself a Magios. So he was there at the battle. Interesting. It may help to visit him. Does he live in Jericho? Last I heard, he took up residence in Sidon. Sidon, I see. Thank you, Malachi. You've been a great help. Happy to answer your questions. I must say, you're not the first to come to me for this information. Oh, did Lamech come speak with you? No, it was a different judge. An Attikan. Beos? Attikan, what was his name? He didn't introduce himself, but he was young, perhaps your age. I see. More questions. One more question if you don't mind. What have you been doing since you retired as a prophet? Only what any self-respecting retired prophet would do, studying and pondering the scriptures. Right now I'm writing a new commentary. I would be pleased to read it. I'll send you the copy the moment it is transcribed. Thank you, Malachi. I appreciate your time. Joshua, come to continue your studies. I'm curious, what are you reading? I'm reading from the prophet Elisha. Brilliant mind, he lived during the thick of war. He was even advisor to Jehudan and Attikan, who jointly took up mantle of leadership after Rafar passed on to Sheol. He had the wonderful fascination of the landscape of Idin, commenting on its various plains, mountains, and rivers. Does this library have all the books in Jericho? Not every single book ever written, no. There are ancient books and scrolls in storage. Only select few prophets and oracles are permitted to enter it. They are tasked with the care of these documents. Some even copy out the manuscripts to ensure we have surviving copies in case anything should happen to damage the original copies. There are books, psalms, proverbs, poems, legal documents, and codes. It's true that what the ancient writers say, that one could spend several lifetimes studying the Holy Scriptures. What's your favorite book? My favorite? Do I have to pick just one? I would say it's the Book of Conquest. The book tells of our forefathers taking Idin from the Cainites, reclaiming the land that belongs to us as the children of the Cosmo Creators. The tales are sometimes sensible, but that's what makes them such exciting reading. My studies as a judge to be is never-ending. Haha, that I do not doubt, young Joshua. You must appreciate the times when you can sit down and read a book. It is far better than war. Eevi? Oh, it's you again. You're still here. The sacrificial ceremony is over. Shouldn't you get back to Academus? Training's been suspended in the academies because of the bridge to Mount Sinai being built. I'll start again next month probably. Besides, I like it here, and being around judges can only be a good thing for me. What about your home? I don't really have a home. My mother left my father soon after I was born. I have no clue who she is or where she went. She left? Why? I don't know, my father never told me. And where's your father now? He's no longer with us. I see. I'm sorry, Eevi. It's okay. You say you lost your father too, right? In the war? That's right. It breaks my heart every day. He was a great man, strict at times, but he taught me so much growing up. My father was a judge too. Well, sort of. A week after he was made judge, he caught a sickness. The prophet said there was something in his chest. In the end, he could barely breathe. That's terrible, Eevi. Kids make fun of me about it. He said I could never be a judge because my family is too weak. That's messed up. That even if I became a judge, I'd only end up like my father because the Cosmic Creators have cursed our family. Children can be cruel, but none of that is true. You aren't weak and the Cosmic Creators don't curse their own. One day you'll show them all who you are and what you're capable of and make your father proud. You think so? I live with my aunt and uncle, but they don't seem to care about me much. Not where I go or what I'm doing. I was lucky the academies accepted me. And they are lucky to have you. You can stay here as long as you like. I have a room in the barracks. You're welcome to use it. Really? Absolutely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not a problem at all. Keep up your training. And not just with your sword either, but with your mind too. The library here is invaluable. Make sure you use it. You do know how to read, don't you? Of course I do. My father read to me every night. Good. I'll expect you to have read through all of Primasis by the time I get back. And there'll be a test. Wait, what? I'll be ready for it. Jericho used to be a lot quieter before the bridge to Mount Sinai was built. There were some guards here, a handful of judges, but mostly just prophets and oracles and their engineers and builders. A lot of the judges went back home to be with their families. The war was over, or so the Council of Judges proclaimed. Who knows how long the war had been going on? Certainly for as long as I've been alive, if the Holy Scriptures are true, for as long as the first Idinite opened his eyes. The Cainites were believed to be finished. Judges and soldiers could finally find some peace and rest. But now, with the bridge built and the Cainites on Mount Sinai, Jericho has become a lot busier, too crowded for my liking. Where else can I go? I can't go back to my wife. I'm needed here. The holy mission is not yet finished as far as I'm concerned. Judge's gauntlets? Oh, I forgot his chest here. Blue Chris. Some of the greatest minds are guarded here in Jericho, prophets and oracles from all across Eden. Everyone wants to see if they can break the code keeping Mount Sinai locked. What progress has been made in the code? I don't personally know, but the rumors are dismal. The code seems to be much harder to break through than others have been in the past. What's needed to break a Babel code? Patience, and the binary decipher, a collection of words from the Cainite language and their meaning. But isn't the Cainite language a series of 1s and 0s? Yes, but the arrangements of those 1s and 0s aren't as important as the numbers themselves. Who started the decipher? Avram, of course, and his nephew Lot, who was said to have studied the binary code at one time. Hopefully they'll be able to break the code. If the Cosmic Creators are willing, they will break it. Raya. What? Has the light of the Kingdom of Heaven tried your eyes? Can you see I'm busy? Do you ever leave the kitchen, Dakin? Eh? His name rhymes with bacon. Oh, it's you, Joshua. To answer your question, no, I'm not. At least not lately. We're so full of judges in Jericho these days, we barely have the room to house them. Some have resorted to sitting on the floor for their meals when they can't find a chair. Where are you cooking? Food. Now bugger off. Stew again? Again? What do you mean again? Stew is good for you. It's hearty, full of meat and veg, cheese, and barley, and you can dip your bread in it. Nothing wrong with stew. It's also easy to make. Easy to... Alright, you got me there. It's fairly easy to make. But it takes time to cook. A lot of time. What do you do in the meantime? Think up new recipes. Oh? Don't give me that look. I can create new recipes. Hey, I didn't say anything. You didn't need to. You're a picky eater, Joshua. Always have been ever since you were little and I prepare a meal for you and your daddy. Now my father liked your cooking. Of course he did. The man had an excellent palate. Now get going, I've got chopping to do. Oh, the outside. Alright, that's the third artifact. Adam and Eve's statue. The cosmic curse are believed to be two people, a man and a woman. Their names are unknown to the Idinites who worship them. However, the Jehudans refer to cosmic curse as Adam and Eve, the names being human and life, respectively. Considering it was the cosmic curse who gave life to the Idinites, the names are fitting. Surprised no one tried to mine this before. Leave Jericho. Are there random encounters outside of town? No, it's just a kind of world map thing. Okay. Villa, that must be the next story location. Mount Sinai. I can actually go back here. Good, if I missed anything, I can still get stuff, but did anything respawn? Alright, let's just go to the villa. It's quite a big villa. Father. How did he adapt to a spear so easily, though? Seems like if you train with a sword, it'd be hard to pick up the basics from a spear again? I don't know. Maybe he trained with both? Who knows? Yeah, it's possible he trained with both off-screen. But he previously preferred a sword. Mother, I'm back. Welcome home, Joshua. I prayed night and day for you. Your arm, does it hurt? Not anymore. I sometimes feel it's still there. It'll take some adjustment, but I'm fine. Truly. If you only had become a prophet instead of a judge like your father. I'm neither, I'm only a soldier. But I'll be a judge soon, if I complete my new mission. Mission? You should be resting. I slept for an entire week. Believe me, Mother, I'm rested. Right now I need to find out what happened about at Mount Sinai. Joshua, revenge is not a path you should take. What else can I do? You want me to stay here in this villa and do nothing? I can't do that, Mother. I can't be at peace. Isn't that what you're fighting for? Peace? If you can never live that way, how do you expect to fight for it? You blame no one for your father's death? Not the Attikans or the Cainites? Your father knew the risk of being a judge. He died doing what he believed in. I respect him for it, even if I think he chose the wrong path. How you two were married, I will never understand. Opposites attract, sometimes. For now, rest, if only for a short time. I will answer any questions you have. For now, can Mother just see your son again? Is that too much to ask from a Jehudan soldier with a top secret mission? What kind of mother makes fun of her own son? The kind that was in labor for over 36 hours. You didn't want to leave my belly, but now you're out in the real world, I can never seem to bring you back home. Now rest. There's plenty of time to talk later. Okay. Everyone seems to have some spare change lying around. How many rooms are there in this place? It's a very fancy, big house. More ruaks. Young master. By Hosanna, so it's true. You mean my arm? I was... careless. Does it hurt? Thankfully not anymore. Cool, good, I'm glad. I just went in the Kingdom of Heaven where you're linking. I heard you try to fend off 10 Cainites on your own. Have you gotten mad? 10 Cainites, where did you hear that? Words travel fast, young master. Fast and falsely. I didn't fight 10 Cainites. I was ambushed. I'm still lucky to be alive. You gave us all here a fright. How's Mother been? No, your mother. That woman is a pillar of strength. Nothing can sway her. Not a gust of wind or a torrent of rain. She's always the strong-willed one in the family. Even more so than your father, who had his anxieties. He did? Oh yes. Master Doran used to worry all the time. Some say it was what made him a good elder and leader. Although the judges and soldiers would say he was cautious. Funny, he never seemed that way to me. He always seemed like the most confident man. Confident, yes, but it drained him to keep up that confidence. It didn't come naturally to him. Besides, you were too young to notice his nervousness. You idolize your father as a boy should. As your are you sure mother is alright? Oh, she worries about you. As much as she'd like to keep you here in the villa with her, she knows you need to make your own path in the world. This place will always be here if you need it. Do you need help? Never mind that. I have plenty to keep me occupied and I like it that way. Staying busy is healthy for you. It keeps your blood flowing and your mind alert. There's never a shortage of work around here, but I don't need your help. You didn't come here to do chores. Be with your mother. Rest if you need to. It's good to be home. This will always be your home. Not a day goes by that I'm not reminded of the days when you were young and your little feet would pad across the floors. And you yelling at me not to run in case I fell. And fall you did. Tripped over your own 2 feet. Oh, how you used to cry. I did not cry. You can make whole rivers from your tears. You're impossible, Ilana. It's what you love about me, young master. Storage. Blue Chris. Servant bedrooms. And I'm taking all of their money. I'm a terrible boss. Doran's office. Doran's map? Wait, what? On the hunt. Character quest. Doran fired Joshua's fire left a map that shows where buried treasure may be located. The map may lead to something connected to Doran's past. Find the buried treasure Doran's map points towards. A new weapon, an additional quotient slot. Oh man. Use. I've never seen this location before. It seems to be in some kind of swamp-like area. Bedrooms. Is that an artifact? There's artifacts inside the villa itself, huh? Raiha. Okay. Good boy, Wetall. Keep track of my room while I'm away, okay? Didn't even get experience for talking to you. Only got one artifact out of this whole place, though. That's weird. Mother, can you tell me what you remember from that day? What happened after fire left for Mount Sinai? It was so long ago I can barely remember. Is that true? Or do you just not want to tell me? Mother, please. When this is all over, I can finally come and stay home. Your father said the same thing to me before he left. He said it just before he left with Lamech to Mount Sinai. They were both renowned judges. They were the most skilled judges the Jehudans had in their army. When it came to time to recapture Mount Sinai from the Cainites, Gemara wanted them both to stay behind. Really? Gemara didn't tell me that. Why? I can't say. Perhaps he thought the risk was too high. They were going underground and fighting underground could be dangerous. So I've come to learn myself. But Doran and Lamech were adamant about leading the charge. On the night before the battle, Lamech came to me. I remember that. I was just a boy, but I remember him coming to you. Lamech told me he loved me. Wait, what? Oh shit, what? Oh, it was no surprise. Both Doran and Lamech courted me. I chose your father. Could it be a love triangle? Oh, is Lamech responsible? I never knew that. Lamech respected my choice. He came that night to tell me he would look after Doran and ensure he would return. But Lamech came back alone. Grief struck him like a lance through his heart. He vowed to take care of me and to watch over you. He blamed himself for your father's death. He always has been like a father to me. Yes, he promised me that he would be. You are the only thing keeping him alive. Otherwise, I'm afraid of what his guilt might drive him to do. Did he? Pursue you again? He did. But my heart belongs to your father. It will always belong to him. Lamech is a good man, but he is not the love of my life. If only they had listened to Gemara when he told them not to join the battle. Yes, if only. Thank you, Mur. You're not staying for a meal? I would love to, but I have a mission to do. I wonder if Gemara knew all along that the Inferno would happen. One last thing, Joshua. Yes? I'm proud of you. And your father would be too. Another artifact? Quest completed. Got talents. I've talked to everyone I needed to. So what have I learned? First of all, it seems Gamara thinks the Infernos were planned and used by the Attikans, but no evidence. I'm sure Attikans think Jehudans did it. But strange that Gamara didn't immediately blame the Cainites. Gamara also wanted my father and Lamech to stay behind instead of leading the charge at Mount Sinai. I think Gamara might have known about the Inferno all along. That's odd to say the least. Why wouldn't you want to use your best judges at Mount Sinai? Maybe this retired prophet Malachi knows something about it. What was his name again? Balaam. Malachi said Balaam lives in Sidon. That's just over the Golan Heights. Wait, hurry, I might be able to get there before nightfall. Malachi also mentioned another judge had asked him about the battle at Mount Sinai. An Attikan, he said. Seems someone else is investigating the same information as I am. Bayos. Alright, wait, my next stop is Sidon over to Golan Heights. Get the second artifact. Wait, I only need 2? Harpago's toy. A toy horse carved from gopher wood and sanded down to a smooth surface. This was Joshua's favorite toy as a child. His father Doran made it for him before Joshua was born. The toy horse was supposed to represent Doran's own horse, Harpagos. Okay. Ancient artifact sounds actually very recent. Be safe, my son. I know that you can rest here whenever you like. But I can just use the oaks to heal up. So I don't think I'll be coming by too often. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Elohim Eternal. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.